Tropical development is now more likely. Thank you for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. It is Friday, July 17th, 2026. Now you can see a couple flare-ups. Here we're in the Philippines, Taiwan. You get back toward the Mariana Islands. We have one tropical disturbance here and a bigger one to the south as you get over toward Chuuk. And you see both of these blobs here. Not seeing development in the short term out of these. Monitoring some heavier rain on the edge of Tinian and Saipan. Let me know if you get any as we go throughout the day with that. Even some gustier winds across parts of the Northern Mariana Islands. And then this, as we work our way back toward Chuuk, a big blob here. Some of the models are developing this and kind of lifting it either toward the Philippine Sea or back toward the Mariana Islands. And that is exactly what I'm watching. Tropical development more likely. However, exactly where is still to be determined, and I trust your judgment. I don't want to leave anything out. I believe something is going to start to develop. Exactly where, though, it's a very tricky environment. So I let you know what I know and what I don't know. And again, I'm not sure yet. And this is a good sampling. Here's the European model. It's saying, hey, yeah, something may develop as you get over toward Chuuk. Maybe something develops in the Philippine Sea. And those are the two spots I'm watching. Yeah, maybe both areas could develop. But as of now, I think maybe one or another. Some models are developing something in the Philippine Sea and working it toward the Philippines. Others are developing it, like the Canadian model and the GFS, close to the Mariana Islands, working something toward Guam and the Mariana Islands, or Northern Mariana Islands. I'm not sure which solution is right yet, and I'm having a tough time reading the environment with that because there's a large area that is prime for development. So it's kind of picking a spot now. Know that behind the scenes, I'm watching it carefully because if we see something start to develop, I will let you know right away here in Mr. Weatherman Asia if we're in monitor mode or if we need to go into action mode. If you're subscribed, I'll put out additional videos. You'll get those notifications. You know I've got you covered. So here's the Google DeepMind. This is saying it's more likely something develops in the Philippine Sea. Maybe a tropical depression, maybe a tropical storm, then eventually moves toward the Philippines. Now, as we take a look at the European model, it is picking up on both of these spots. Here we're in the Philippines. Get over toward Palau and Yap. Here's Guam right here. Couple areas we're watching, but if you break it down a little bit more so, looking at a particular version of the European model, you can see here more of the European model solutions are kind of hinting at something in the Philippine Sea, just like the Google DeepMind, and then kind of shifting something back toward the Philippines. That is one possibility, something developing in the Philippine Sea. I know there's a lot of what ifs. I don't like to do that. I like to give you the certainties. I believe something is going to develop, but I'm not sure yet. So we've got a couple models developing something in the Philippine Sea, drawing something back toward the Philippines. And then we have this, the GFS, which is like the Canadian model that is developing something earlier, a couple areas here, developing this earlier in lifting it up toward Guam and the Northern Mariana Islands. Of course, we don't need anything anywhere, but in particular, the Mariana Islands and the Wake of Sinlaku and Bavi. We're not in monitor mode yet. We're not in action mode yet. So I want to keep things in perspective. But if this model is correct, it would develop something near Chuuk. We'd have that really heavy rain kind of lifted up to the north on Sunday and Monday. And then by next week, start to develop something. So you can see here, this is Sunday, and you see this area developing according to two models. But again, a couple of the other models actually have this spot developing instead, in which case the Mariana Islands would not be having a problem with this. We'll see which spot tries to develop. One may kind of take over. This here on Monday, trying to show a developing tropical storm just off toward the east of Guam and the Northern Mariana Islands. That would be Monday. But again, this would be one solution. GFS and the Canadian model. The other ones are showing this, where I put that extra saying, hey, that's not developing. This area is developing. The models don't know, and based on what I'm seeing in the environment, I'm not quite sure yet either. And it's not that the models are right or wrong. It's just that the overall environment is very ripe for something to develop. So just it's kind of picking a spot right now where it may develop. But giving you the heads up, we're going to start to see something develop. I'll let you know first where it's going to go on this channel. Watching a couple showers Mindanao toward Davao. We could get a few, but Cebu back toward the NCR. Today, tomorrow, we are so very hot, right? There's not a lot of action. As we work our way into Sunday, Luzon, we may catch a couple showers, maybe toward Davao, but all eyes will be on what's going on toward the east because maybe something develops in the Philippine Sea and starts to work closer as we get into next week. And again, we'll be tracking that forward. Back through the Bay of Bengal, not seeing a whole lot as far as any development is concerned. A couple bigger blobs of some of the rain that we'll be watching. Laos, it's going to be picking up. See some heavier rain, central sections of India, even parts of Malaysia. We're going to see some heavy batches of rain. But in this section of Asia, as we get back through South Asia, not seeing any development. This here would be by tomorrow. Bangladesh, Myanmar, seeing some heavier rain that will be around. And then you see these pockets, these brighter colors showing up. So a lot more in the way of some tropical moisture around in some areas. We'll monitor some flooding. We'll get to those rain totals in that area in just a second. But you see right across here, building all of that heavier rain, parts of Micronesia, where we'll have some totals over 200 millimeters of rain, some aggressive rain just with those blobs kind of sitting out there, right? So we get a look at the Philippines. Again, our rain chance in the short term is not super high. Yeah, a few spots will get 100 millimeters of rain, but most 25 millimeters or less. Some spots none, and just kind of baking over the next few days. Now, we'll keep an eye on this blob that's nearby. I believe this model is off a little bit because we've seen some rain near Tinian and Saipan. Point being, watching out for that tropical disturbance nearby. We'll see how much rain we get. Could get some spots over 75 millimeters of rain. Mentioned Laos, northern sections. You see right there, upwards of 100, 150 millimeters. As we swing back toward Taiwan, scattered showers that we'll see. And again, over toward Luzon, we swing back toward the southern islands of Japan, Ishigaki, not much. Back through China, you see some heavier total central and southern sections, upwards of 200 millimeters in a few locations. We work our way back through South Korea, some really heavy rain right up through Hokkaido. You see here some spots over 150 millimeters of rain, giving it a heads up. Parts of Japan for some higher totals, mainly north of Honshu. And here are those pockets that we're watching. You see some of these reds popping up, some of these blacks. These are totals 150 to about 200. So significant rain in some areas. So chance of development even higher. The exact location to be determined, but a tropical storm more likely to form. Some of us may need to go into monitor mode or action mode. I will let you know right here. I'll be watching your comments. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for all the kindness in the comment section. Have a really good Friday ahead.